Hello everyone, welcome back to Polly's Pretties. I thought I would come on this evening, one, to check out how much difference the light makes, because we changed out the lighting in here, and two, to show you what I was doing with all those rosettes I was making the other day. So, where to start? Let's go with winter, yeah, sure. Let's go with Halloween. So here is one of the ones that had like the blood splatters that I did, and then on the edge, you can see I added, um, yeah, basically stickles. And that one is now ready just to have its adornment or whatever that I'm going to do added to it, and it's good to go. And here's the other one like that. And each one's going to turn out looking different depending on your glitter glue, your rosette, how thick, how slight you add. Here is some of the candy corn ones that I added some glue and glitter to. This was not glitter glue, this was loose glitter. And I think it turned out really cute. I did 4 of those. They're all exactly the same. Then I went into July 4th, and there's I think two of these, maybe more. Let me see. Let me double check myself here. There's 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of these, and these are more old-fashioned like cupcake liner, and then I did the glitter glue around the edge in red on those. There's 4. Then I did 1, 2, 3 like this. And they're the red, white, and blue cupcake liner with the red around the edge like that. And then, okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I did 4 this way, okay. I did 4 this way. It's the red, white, and blue cupcake liner, but it had like a pinkish colored glue, and then I put clear, chunky glitter on them. And I thought they turned out cute. And then I did 4, 5 like this, which had the glue and chunky glitter, and you can hear pieces of it come loose, but I'm not too worried about that. Excuse me, I did 6 like that. Yeah, 6. So that was those. Then this guy's a single Pringle. It was to finish using up the glitter glue, because that was a homemade glitter glue I made. Which I'm glad it's gone. It was awful. So we won't be doing that again. Okay, so those are those, and then I went more for thinking mermaidy. So here's, I did 1, 2, I did 2, sorry, I'm having to move them around to where they go so I know how many. I did 3 this way. They have like a white glue, and then they have the chunky white glitter. And I did that on the blue. Woohoo. Then I did like a clearer glue and the chunky glitter on the blue. I did 3 of those. Then I did 2 pink ones with the clearer glue and the chunky glitter. And then I did 2 like this, and I really love this. They are a whitish cupcake liner, and they have holographic gold glitter. And I did 2 of those, and I'm really loving it, because I love to put glitter on my cupcake liners and use them. I don't know, it just seems to add a little something to them. And I did not finish. I mean, I still have an entire bucket load here that I want to put glitter on, because the other thing I'm trying to do is use up some of my loose glitter, because it's been sitting here forever and a day. So I want to get it used up. And I'm trying to use up the homemade glitter glues that didn't turn out so great. That way they're out of here done. Thank you. So that is my goal right now. And I also have to figure out whether I'm making June's challenge into a book of some sort, or whether I'm doing a big craft thing, or what I'm doing. So I'm still working on that. And of course, I spent a lot of today with this arm, and I don't know if you can still see the marks. Let me try to get closer there. You can see some of the marks in a immobilization. We think I have tendonitis running from my thumb area here all the way down into my wrist. So I had it immobilized for a while to help ease some of the pain there, because I can't take pain medication. So That's what I'm doing right now. That's where the crazy is. Ooh. And of course, staying hydrated. Um, because it's warm, but it's not warm some days. But it's still muggy. So, unfortunately, I've been trying to clean on the craft room, although I'm beginning to think that's a lost cause. So, and with my arm hurting now, I've kind of brought myself to a stop for a minute because I'm a little leery to get too crazy because this thing is finally not hurting for the moment, so I'm trying not to make it hurt. Well, we'll see how that goes. We had a nice meal tonight. I cut up kibasi into the medallions, that's what they're called. And then we took uh, potato and cheese stuffed pierogies and put in with it. And then there was some cut up onions I threw in with it, and then some minced garlic. And then, of course, our garden vegetable seasoning that we like. And, of course, butter, because you can't have it without butter. And, of course, we all ate and had a yummy, yummy dinner. And now I'm just drinking my peach tea. And figured I'd come in, see how these were looking, because they dried. I usually let mine dry a full 24 hours before I go messing. Because even letting it dry 24 hours, you're going to have some fallout. I mean, if you use the loose, chunky glitter, it's going to have fallout. So, I'm not worried about the other ones that I didn't use the chunky glitter on. They don't seem to have any fallout, but the chunky glitter always does. So, but I thought I'd show you those in case maybe it's something you want to try. And like I said, I got a cupboard right here that's loaded with different types of glitters. Some of it's real fine, some of it's chunky, some of it's got shapes in it. I mean, if I caught it on sale, I generally bought it because I like shiny. I do. So, and I'm trying to get ready for about 4 different things. Because this coming Saturday, we have an event that me, my husband, and my daughter are going to. It's for his work. And so we're going to go to that. And I'll get to meet some of the folks he works with. And it's a big, like, picnic, and they cater it themselves and stuff. And it promises to be delicious. So, and it promises to be fun. And I'm hoping so. I'm hoping Saturday's weather holds. It's nice. It's not, disgustingly hot or, the opposite, which is cold and rainy and yuck. So I'm hoping we have some nice weather and I want to get down and meet some folks and just say hello and be in nature. Um, and then, of course, got to do some more phone calls this week and see what's going on with him getting paid for being the home health care worker. Because this one company seems to be giving us the runaround. And if that's what's going to happen, then we're going to have to switch companies. Which will mean more paperwork, more calls, more drama. But hopefully we can get it all sorted out and settled. And then June starts our what we call busy time here at the house. Because from June until about the end of October, we're just busy, 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 busy. It's catching up on doctor appointments, catching up on air, is what I call it. Being in nature, getting out as much as possible when it's nice and not rainy and, the weather holds. We also want to get some bulb flowers planted so they can start growing. And then we want to get tomato plants, a couple different varieties. And we also, excuse me, we also want to get a few pepper plants of a few different varieties so we can have them here and use those because I'm always grabbing for peppers when I cook. Sweet pepper's not hot. And I'm almost always grabbing for tomatoes, just even for a tomato sandwich. So, and if I thought I could get away with it, I'd try to probably grow some cucumbers, but I don't want to have snakes encroaching on the property. And I thought about strawberries, but I can't figure out a good method to keep all these birds out of my strawberries. Because even the chicken wire doesn't work. So, until I figure out a better method, I think they're going to have to be a store-bought item. Because it's just a mess. They get into them, and they just tear them to heck and back. I mean, I don't mind sharing if they would share, but I don't think they understand the meaning of the word. So, and of course, we've got our flower baskets that I got 3 for Mother's Day and then 2 shortly thereafter to hang on my plant hangers outside, which look absolutely amazing. And I don't know, I've got this concocted notion that I want to get some stones in here and try to see about either a wishing well piece for the middle of the yard that I can plant flowers in the body of it, and then like maybe in the top find a way to put like a bird bath piece up there for the birds. That way it's up higher from the ground. And if I can't do that, then I'd like to at least find a tall bird bath that I could put in for them for the summer. And talked about a couple squirrel feeders to put maybe on the back trees in the back part of the yard. Just to kind of help Mother Nature out. We'll see what all gets to happen, because everything takes money, you know. And none of us are woodworkers here. I mean, I have very minute skill in woodworking, and I mean minute, like, yeah. Plus we don't have the stuff to woodwork here. And I think the city'd have a cow if you did. So, but we're gonna do what we can at least. And we've got to repair our deck and our steps. That's a got to happen thing. So we'll see. It's like I said, this starts our busy season. You know, anywhere from the end of May to the 1st of June, and then it usually runs clear to the end of October. We're just busy, 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 busy every day we possibly can be. And then October starts at the end of October starts okay, it's time to slow down. You're going to be stuck in the house. Figure out things to do inside. So we're going to see how that goes. So it'll be a busy process. It'll be a lot. But it's nothing that if we work at it little bit by little bit that we can't handle, I don't think. And then, of course, there's doing the doctor catch-up, as we call it, which is every spring. Sometimes it's a pretty easy catch-up. I just have to go out and get blood work and a couple little tiny tests that don't take 20 minutes. And then other times it's a more headachy catch-up where it's 2 and 3 hour and 4 hour testing. And unfortunately, that's what's coming. I've got the 2 and 3 hour and 4 hour testing coming. So, wish me luck. Cross your fingers. Maybe it won't be such a headache this time. So, anyway, that's what that is. And I figured, like I said, I'd update you with the rosettes, because I enjoy doing them. I think they're fun. And like I said, it helps me use up some of my glitter that I have that's loose. And the ones that I made that are not so great. So anyway, I did have a question I want to ask everybody, though. All the ladies who usually jump into my challenges, this is for you guys. I've been thinking about different challenges instead of just like the junk journals and things like that. So one of the challenges I thought about possibly doing is a coloring book challenge where we all end up with the same coloring book, and I ain't going to say how, just don't worry about that right now. But we all end up with the same kind of coloring book, and maybe each of us picks a page a week or something, and everybody collectively does that page in their way. Now, I'm not saying you have to use colored pencils. I'm not saying you got to use markers. I'm not saying you got to use gel pens. I'm saying you pick a page, everybody does that page in their idea of what comes to their mind. So, like, if one person wanted to use markers, they could do markers. If another person does the same page, and they want to use colored pencils, they could use colored pencils. If another person is more of a painter and wants to do watercolor paint, they could do watercolor paint. But that's just something that's coming to mind, is maybe we could get all the same coloring book, not pick a super expensive one, and everybody do the same page, but do it in whatever medium hits them and whatever colors hit them. There'd be no rules like that. The only rule would be you have to do the same page, um, and use the same coloring book. But I was thinking about that. So let me know what you all think in the comments. Let me know if you think that would be a good idea, bad idea, not interested, yes, interested. Just let me know so that I could maybe get the old brain going. And let me know what your favorite holiday is. I mean, we have, let me see, January's New Year's, February's Valentine's Day, March we have St. Patrick's Day, April's Easter, May's Mother's Day, June's Father's Day, July is July 4th. Then we jump clear to October, which is Halloween, November is Thanksgiving, and December, of course, is Christmas. So let me know what your favorite holiday is, too. But anyway, that being said, I am going to go ahead and let y'all go. I've been rambling on and on and on, and I'm sure that y'all have other things to do. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Please remember to smile. It makes people wonder what you're up to. And of course, hug someone. It's good for them, it's good for you, it's medically proven. And then above all else, please, please, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. And if you can't, fake it until you make it. Because the world does need help being negative, God knows. And I want to thank you for being here and spending just a little bit of your time with me. Till next time.